Good evening. It is 1 a.m. on Saturday evening, and I guess Borrowathon is over and I didn't finish anything else. So it's been a bit of a bad week for me. Borrowathon is starting tomorrow. I'm hoping for a clean slate and starting over. I have the worst type of back pains today, like the lower back, and it's not because I'm going to be having my period. Not right now, at least, because usually you could just say that's the reason. But I've been watching the Eurovision. I'm not sure I understand why the winner won. I'm not angry with it, but it was just, I thought it was a bit boring. We did it right. Our song did okay. Like, I think it was 12th place out of 26, so yeah. We weren't favorites or anything, so. I also obviously went and watched Avengers Endgames, and I thought it was a really good movie, and I cried a couple of times, but yeah. And I think this is the first Marvel movie where I think that Thor showed his true Norse mythology self with the way he acted and the way that he was just a little bit, you know, I got that beer tummy thing. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, I liked the movie. I thought it was a really decent movie, and I have decided now, I have a few movies that I haven't ever watched. I'm not sure if I watched the second Iron Man movie, for instance. I know I watched the first one, or at least part of it, and I've never watched The Incredible Hulk, and I haven't watched Captain Marvel, which I know is a lot of people's favorite now. But I've decided I want to try and watch all of the Marvel movies, and maybe also the series, in chronological order, which could be kind of fun. Also with the like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., what's his name, Daredevil, and all of the other like TV shows, Agent Carter and those things, and try and watch everything in chronological order, just like make a challenge out of it. That could be kind of fun, because I do really enjoy the majority of the Marvel movies. They have a lot of great things in my opinion, and yeah, a lot better than the DC movies, except I loved Wonder Woman, but the other DC movies lately have been bad. And my brother said to me the other day, have you heard that they wanna cast Robert Pattinson as Batman? And I was like, no. I didn't know that. At first I was like, really? But you know, the majority of Batman's, like, you don't really know what you get. So I just know that Ben Affleck was a terrible Batman. And I have Christopher Nolan's Batman trilogy so much stuck in my brain that I have a hard time thinking of anyone else's Batman, but you know, you never know, maybe it'll be good. But I'm definitely going to watch it, because Batman is my favorite superhero, even though he's outside of the Marvel universe. He is like my favorite. I think, I mean, he used to be, but I also think that those three movies were really great, and I loved the animated series that when I was a kid, I always watched Batman on Sundays. Like, I think it was at 11:30 or something. It was always on Sundays at 11:30. It was Batman for half an hour, and I kind of like that. Anyway, I gotta sleep. I brought the book to bed with me because I'm gonna start on Borrowathon tomorrow. Actually, this is not part of my Borrowathon TBR, but it's a borrowed book, so it works. I'm going to try and finish Valhalla volume 5, because I have a good start to the Borrowathon and I really want to read it. Also, yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna go to bed now. I'll talk to you soon in another video. I will blog Borrowathon as well. Also, today I saw the announcements for the Summer Romance Book Bingo, which is gonna be a 3-month-long thing, and I'm kind of excited about that. I like the fact that the majority of the prompts are romance focused, but then there's like a good chunk of it where it's not doesn't necessarily have to be romance. So I figured I could really put my energy into this and still and fill out the bingo boards. And maybe, I mean, I'm gonna start out by doing one blackout with 25 squares, and then maybe a second blackout as well, because there's 80 prompts, so you can get like you can essentially get 3 bingo boards with 75 different prompts. The bingo boards are like changing, like every time you refresh your page they will switch around, so you never know, you might not get the same things, and that's kind of fun. Anyway, this is my update for today. I'm rambling. I'll talk to you soon. I'm gonna try and sleep now, and hopefully I'll feel better tomorrow. I also have stomach pains. I have stomach and back pains. I feel like it's psychological, but it feels like I ate something that I wasn't supposed to eat. See you later. Hello, it is it is Sunday the 19th and we have started on Borrowathon. I decided to start out Borrowathon by finishing up Valhalla the Collected Saga Volume 5, because I started it not last week but last weekend again. I think last weekend I started it actually, and read the first story, and then still had to read the last 2 stories as well as all of the technical stuff. So I only read like 50 pages of this, so I read the remaining 150 pages of this collection this morning, or well, in chunks, because I was very tired when I woke up, and it took me some time to actually being able to stay focused on reading it. But I finished it and I really enjoyed the last few stories in here. I thought it tied up really well. Valhalla 13 is one of my favorites actually, the 13, and then the last one was really good. I thought it connected to the first one really well. It sort of ended up the story in a nice sort of way, and yeah, I was very happy with how it ended up. And I think I give this collection overall 4.5 stars. Valhalla 13 and 15, I'll give them 5 stars because they were really good. And Valhalla 14, I probably will give it 4 stars because it was also a really good story. Yeah, I just really liked all of these stories in here. So I'm happy I finished this series now. I don't think, when I first read these, I don't think I read all of them. I remember some of them more than others, at least, and I don't think I read this whole thing before. But now I've read all Valhalla comics, and it's one of my favorite graphic novel series. And it's just, I like the art style is very old school art style, like this. Oh my god, it's so heavy. So you can see it's totally old school, but I think you can totally also see like all of the personalities. I think they're captured really well in all of these drawings. I really like Loki. I mean, I know you're not sort of supposed to, but I think the way that they do him is quite fun. I like it better than a lot of other portraits of him. And yeah, but it's always him that's to blame for everything. Anyway, that was this one. My plan is today, I'm going to be listening to soul music, which is not part of my Borrowathon TBR, because I'd like to finish it today, possibly. I have about 2 hours left. I have some things that I need to do at home, so I thought I could listen to that while I do that. I don't have plans to listen to my audience at home will not be library books this week, because I am going to be listening to, let's see if I can find it. This is on my TBR as my TBR unwrapping for the month, and I haven't started it yet. It's really a chunky one, so I'm going to be starting that this next week, so I can hopefully finish that book by the end of next week. My plan is, my first main focus this week will be The Hobbit. I have wanted to read this for so long and I keep postponing it, but I've really been in the mood for it. So this will be my main focus on these first days. I'm going to try and start it today and see how far I can get. I think it's going to be hopefully quite quick. So that is my plan. Since I already finished Valhalla, I'm not going to pick up anything else today. I think that's fine, because then tomorrow I'm also going to be reading from this, but I might try and read something from one of my graphic novel parts. I have also this one, which is Sleep and Spindle, which is kind of like the same thing as The Hobbit, so I don't know if I'm going to wait until I finish The Hobbit to start this. We'll have to see. Otherwise, I have my 2 mangas. I might pick Full Metal Alchemist up first, and then Fruits Basket later in the week. And then I have this one that I'd like to finish this week as well, so I might start it after I finish The Hobbit. And then we'll see how much time I have to read Christine. I do really want to read Christine. I think was a really interesting start it had, but I would like to finish all of these library books. So I'm going to start out with the easier stuff and see how much I can get through, and then we'll see how that ends up going. I also have 2 audios that I've checked out from the library. The first one is Far From the Tree by Robin Benway, which is some family oriented story, and I also have The Wanderers by Meg Howry, which is a sci-fi story, which I'm also really looking forward to. So I'm going to be starting on Far From the Tree tomorrow and see how that goes, and then I'm gonna go into Wanderers afterwards. So those are my plans for the week. This is my update to you from now. I will talk to you later. Bye. Hello, it is me again. Hello. It's now 10:40 p.m. on Sunday, and I'm on my way to bed, if you couldn't tell. Today I managed to finish Soul Music as well, and I did really enjoy it. It's not my favorite, but I liked it enough, and I gave it 4 stars, I think. Because there's definitely some really memorable moments as well. I was really into it. But overall it wasn't as good as the previous Death books, but still they were good. And I definitely really appreciated the ending of the book. That was really good. But I'm not gonna go into that because that would be spoilery. Other than that, I haven't read very much, but I did start on The Hobbit. I read the first chapter, which took up 26 pages, and I enjoy it so far. It's just as it's kind of like I thought it would be. It's just sucking you into the story from the beginning, because it has such a vivid description of the world and how it looks without it being too much. And yeah, I guess it helps maybe that I've watched the movies, so I can vision it a little better. But yeah, I think it's gonna be fun reading this so far. I definitely really am very much enjoying it. Anyway, talk to you tomorrow. Bye. Hello friends, it is Monday. It is still Borrowathon. It's the beginning of Borrowathon still. I just wanted to pop in with an update of what I read today. First and foremost, I started on Far From the Tree by Robin Benway, and it's divided into 9 parts, and I'm really close to finishing the 4th one. So I am about 40% into that one, I guess, in estimation. and I am mostly enjoying that one. I think it definitely has a good, definitely has some really good themes, and I like that it explores family dynamics a lot. And yeah. The other thing that I have read from today has been The Hobbit. Me and Rhea from the book Finch, we kind of made our own sort of sprint session because we can't take part in any of the sprints that are scheduled for the Borrowathon because they are in the middle of the night in our time zone, so it's not available for us. So we sort of talked about maybe running our own sprints so to keep us motivated. So that's what we did, and it was really funny, and I ended up meeting my daily goal at least, and I'm on page 110 of The Hobbit now, and I'm really enjoying it. The illustrations makes it a lot more fun, but it's just like the way it's describing everything. He's describing everything in this world. It just makes it a lot more easy to just immerse yourself in the story. And he definitely is good at writing the characters, and it makes you feel like you're reading a fairy tale or something. That's something Rhea mentioned to me as well, and I found that is completely correct. I guess that's the feel I get, like a really fairy tale like story, and I really enjoyed it. So hopefully tomorrow I can make good progress on that as well. Another thing that I've started on has been The Magician by not Liv Grossman, that's the other magician. The Magician by Raymond E. Feist. This is the first book in the Rift War saga, and I read 22 pages. So I didn't listen very much today, but I also didn't really cook today. I had like the easy way out because me and Ray, we did the sprints around my usual dinner time. So I'm gonna catch up to some of it tomorrow, I guess, after I come back from gym training. Otherwise, I don't think I read anything, but I did bring Full Metal Alchemist Volume 9 with me to bed, so hopefully I can get through that, some of it at least. I don't think I'm gonna finish it because it's pretty late already. It's already 11 and I should actually have been sleeping, but yeah. This was my update for today. I will talk to you tomorrow. Hopefully I'll update you a little in another place than my bed, but you never know about that because sometimes I forget. And it's not until I go to bed that I realize I haven't checked in with you yet. You know this, you've been following me the past half year or something like that. You know my vlogs tend to often end up being just updated here from my bed. So at least if you're reoccurring viewers on my channel, if you're new, hello. This is where I do the most of my updating, so now be prepared for that. Anyway, this is my update today. See you tomorrow. Bye. Hello. It is Tuesday at 9 o'clock. I'm making myself a cup of tea. I thought I'd check in with you right now because I'm really tired. I also thinking about just going to bed, but I know that usually don't tend to work for me anyway, because then I'll sleep for an hour or two and then I'll wake up and not being able to sleep again. So I need to stay up another hour or so, and so in order for me not to fall asleep, I decided to make myself a cup of tea, and now I'm gonna watch a couple of YouTube videos. I was reading from The Hobbit and I'm on page 124. So I managed 14 pages in half an hour, which was what I set the timer to, but I almost fell asleep twice, so yeah. Apart from that today, I read for, and I have less than an hour left of Far From the Tree by Robin Benway. I think, or maybe I have an hour or something left. I'm not sure. I started on part 8 out of 9, and they're each less than an hour each, and I listened to it in double speed. So yeah, I'm enjoying it quite a lot. It follows a family. The majority of the main cast of this are adoptive kids, and they're trying to figure out if they want to find their birth mother. And one of our main characters is actually herself turned out to be become pregnant unexpectedly and very early, while she was still in high school and about to finish that. And because of that, she decided she was not able to take care of the baby probably. So she decided the best solution would be to give her up for adoption. And so she made sure to find that kid a great home. She's an adopted child herself, and then she had some friends from school who are also adoptive children. It's a bit dramatic in places, but I like the family dynamics, and I like the fact that the adoptive parents, are treating them all really well, considering things like yeah, and they also have their own biological kids. So yeah, definitely enjoying it quite a lot and happy that I'm reading it. And I have made progress in Magician, and I think 6 or 7 minutes into it, I haven't found my spot in the book. Yesterday I managed 22 pages of it, so it didn't take up very much. I have very far to go, and I guess I'm at about the same amount today, because I was about a half an hour in yesterday when I stopped. So yeah, that's fine. I will catch up on it over the week, I'm sure. Yesterday I wanted to read from Fullmetal Alchemist, but I ended up being really tired and I never did. But I might try and get to it now if I wake up a little more. We'll see. I am definitely going to be drinking my tea now and watching a couple of YouTube videos, I guess, and see how that goes, and maybe read something from Fullmetal Alchemist, because it's familiar and easy to read, and I'll be making some progress anyway. But this was my update for now, for today. I'll check in with you again tomorrow. Bye. Hello. Good evening. It is Thursday. I forgot to check in with you yesterday, I'm pretty certain. I was supposed to, but I was really tired and I had a headache. And I've had a headache all day, almost, but then it sort of got better over this evening. I've been at my sister's, and she has this massage pillow thing that you can put on your back, and it helped, I think. So that was nice. Maybe I should get one of those. So that, I don't know if that was what helped or whatever it was, but that definitely worked. So I'm not complaining. So yeah, that was good. Yesterday I managed to finish Far From the Tree by Robin Benway, which is a young adult contemporary that follows 3 kids who have all been adopted. And it turns out they're blood relatives. They're actually brothers and sisters from the same mother. And so I have a chance. And then they have different struggles in their lives, in their respective families, with themselves, issues and stuff. And yeah, it was actually a really good book, and I ended up enjoying it quite a lot. And I think I'm gonna give it 4 out of 5 stars. So definitely recommend it if you think that sort of topic sounds interesting to you. It was not focused on romance very much. It was mostly just about friendship and family ties, and yeah, whether you belong in a family if you're not blood relative and blood related and stuff. And yeah, the other thing that I've also finished is Fullmetal Alchemist Volume 9. I read this yesterday as I was reading a little bit with Rhea from the Book Finch. And I loved it. It was so amazing. It's just, they're so funny and great, and I'm very interested in seeing where this is all gonna go with the next chapters. And the last page, like the last extra page, really had me in stitches. Because it's just like, yeah, my sense of humor. I haven't been reading much from The Hobbit. I'm still on page 124. So I'm definitely going to make progress on that this weekend. I mean, it's almost the weekend now. It's 10:30, so I haven't been reading today because I've been at my sister's, and that's okay. I am going to bring this with me to bed and see if I can read something in this, and until I fall asleep, we'll see. And then tomorrow is a short day, and we'll see what I end up doing with that. This is the spot I found last time. I don't think I've checked anything now. This morning when I wanted to listen to my headphones had lost its battery. Like it went out because it hadn't any battery left, so I had to charge it. I am also currently reading The Wanderers by Hugh McHarry, and it's, I don't know if I like this one. Sometimes I think it's good, but for the most time I'm a little bit bored actually. It's basically about these they're trying to send, because they want to send people to Mars, they're trying to simulate going on space, so it's like a space camp, if you will. And it should be interesting, but I'm not super into it. I started on part 8 out of 9, so I'm definitely going to be finishing it tomorrow. Each part's about an hour each, so it's basically my driving to and from work that will cover that. And yeah, right now I'm gonna go to bed, and I'll talk to you tomorrow with another update, hopefully. This was my update for now. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye. Hello, it's time for another update. I don't know when I last spoke to you. It is Saturday and it's 2 p.m. and I just wanted to check in with my update. I haven't read that much today. I've been filming a couple of videos, which has taken up a bit of time. I've been editing and finally uploading my vlog from last week, which has taken me forever. But I have managed to read something from The Hobbit today. So now I'm over halfway. I hope to finish it today actually, but we'll see. I hope. I'm currently on page 177, chapter 10. I'm about to start chapter 10. And they've just, if you've watched the movie or if you have read the book, they have just escaped the elves. So down the river. That's basically what just happened. Na. So, yep. Otherwise, I haven't read anything, actually. I'm going to be listening to The Magician now by Raymond E. Feist. As I'm going to be doing some things. I'm going to get lunch and just stuff like that. Right now, I'm going to get lunch because I'm hungry. And then I'm going to do something at home. Like clean. Try to be a little bit tidy, and that's about my plans right now. So yeah, this is all I had right now. I'll talk to you later. Bye. Good evening, friends. It is Saturday. I'm on my way to bed almost. It is almost 11, and I wanted to check in with you to let you know that I finished The Hobbit today. I just decided to power through this book, and I really enjoyed it. It's just as good as I guess expected it to be. It is like a really good story, and it's very vividly explained, and it's funny, it's humorous, and it's eventful, it is magical, it is yeah, it's just what you wanted it to be. And I just, Oh, look at that. This illustration of Bilbo and Dobby. Dobby? I mean Gollum. There's a big difference between those two. Today I read all about Smaug. Here's a pretty decent one of Smaug the dragon. Yeah, I just really enjoyed having these illustrations along with in the book. It definitely made it fun. And now I'm a lot more eager to get started on The Lord of the Rings, even though I know that is a bit denser because this is considered a middle grade book and the other one is adult fantasy. But, I mean, I don't think it will take away the richness of the world and stuff and all of that. And I do know the story, and I do remember I've actually read a third of The Lord of the Rings back when I went to boarding school. I borrowed my brother's book and tried to read it because I was very into Lord of the Rings movies back then. It was in 2003. But I never managed to finish it. I didn't read back then at all. So yeah, but other than that, I've listened to a little bit of The Magician, but not very much. I think I might have listened to half an hour. So tomorrow I'm going to attempt getting through a little more of that. I decided to read my book instead. My plan is to read a little bit, I mean, maybe try and read something from this until I fall asleep, and then tomorrow morning I will read this. I have not read very much of it. I almost fell asleep. Like, I may have read like 3 pages. And yeah, but I'm looking forward to reading it now. I also just started on, I don't think I've said this, but since before that, but last weekend I went and watched Avengers Endgame, which I really enjoyed. But before I did that, I had in a while been considering going and watching all of the Marvel movies in chronological order. And I decided after watching it that I was definitely going to do that, because I also remember there's a lot of the movies. There's some of the movies I haven't watched, and then there's some I can't remember what it's about any longer because it's been so long. And so I decided to watch them in chronological order, including all of the TV series, because I've never watched any of the TV series that's part of the Marvel universe, except I think I may have watched the first 4 episodes of the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or something, which I actually enjoyed. So I don't know why I didn't continue when I watched it, but so this evening I decided to start on the project, and I watched Captain America. I rented it off iTunes because it's not on any streaming services because it's quite old. I really enjoyed it. It's just as good as it was the first time. I think it's a really solid movie. I've never considered rating like movies, but I've actually made spreadsheets for my Marvel project, so I might write my rating when I finish a book or finish a series, something like that. But I don't know if this is like a 5 stars, because it's not my favorite Marvel story, but I definitely do really enjoy it. I think it has a lot of great things, and it introduces Captain America so well. So obviously it's his story. Anyway, this is my update for now. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Right now I'm gonna go to bed because I'm actually a little bit tired, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye. Hello friends, it is now Sunday at 12 minutes past 12, and I have done my duty and been down to vote for the European election. I've also been out for a training session, and I've had a shower, as you can probably tell. I have listened to a bit of The Magician, and this is where I am. I haven't been reading this as much as I wanted to, I guess. It's a bit of a slow start. I don't know exactly where it's gonna go. It's about this boy called Puck who becomes a magician's apprentice, and things change, but not a whole lot has happened yet, and it is a 600 pages book, so I still have like 15 hours left of the audio, so there's a lot of time left. I'm going to be listening to a little bit more now when I am driving. I'm going to visit my sister, so I don't know how much I'm going to be reading today, apart from what I've read so far. But I have finished The Sleeper and the Spindle. I think that's what it's called. It has the original title in here. The Sleeper and the Spindle, yes, is the original title, and I gave it 4 stars. I thought it was a really good story. My arms are a little sore because of the training. I'm just going to switch arm. This is a Sleeping Beauty retelling, and it has quite of a different twist towards the original tale, and I thought that was done really well. It follows basically a queen of another realm who goes and saves the land from, because there's this curse, the curse that puts everyone to sleep is spreading and spreading and spreading, and yeah, it's very interesting, and I really enjoyed it, and I definitely appreciated the art and the illustrations along the way. It was really beautiful, and so it was a good way to start my day. As I said, I'm going to my sister's right now, so I don't know how much else I'm going to be reading. It depends a lot on when I get home. If I don't have very much time when I get home, I might just try and read another graphic novel or manga and end my reading with that. If I do have some time when I get home, I'm going to be trying to read something from The Old Wizard, the David Eddings book. But we'll have to see what else ends up happening. Nonetheless, I'm really happy with my reading this week. Overall, I finished 5 things so far, and I'm planning on finish 1 more thing at least. So I think that's pretty decent for a readathon, and yeah. But I did realize this week that I hadn't finished a physical book, like a physical book that I was reading. It has been all audios and then 1 manga, and I was like, seriously? But now I also read The Hobbit and this graphic thing, so it helps a little bit. But yeah, I am on my way to my sister's now because we're going to have fun. I think my nephew has been sick the past couple of days, but he's feeling better today, so that's nice. And yeah, we'll talk to you later. Bye. Hello, it is now 10:15 on Sunday. It's the last day of Borrowathon, and it's almost over. I didn't complete Fruit's Basket. I am actually reading it, but I am really tired and I can't stay focused on reading it. So I'm on my way to bed, and I will say I did have a pretty successful readathon where I finished my 2 audiobooks and I finished 3 other things. Didn't I? I finished Far From the Tree by Robin Benway. I finished The Wanderers by Meg Howry, which I gave 3 stars, I think. I forgot if I talked to you about this one. I don't know. It was not really what I was hoping it would be. I guess I don't know what I was expecting. Then I read The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. I read Full Metal Alchemist Volume 9 by Hiromu Arakawa, and I read The Sleeper and the Spindle by Neil Gaiman and illustrated by Chris O'Dell. So I think that's pretty decent for my week, and all Borrowathon related. I also read something from books that were not Borrowathon, so yeah, I'm happy with my results, and tomorrow I'll get back on my normal reading again. And yeah, so this is my final update for this week. I have been happy to participate, and thanks again to the host. They always do a great job. Yeah, I'm always enjoying participating, and it's a good way of getting through my library books, which I'm enjoying. I won't be vlogging for the next coming weeks, I don't think. We'll see when I decide to vlog again. But I have been a little bit tired of vlogging, but I will be doing weekly reading updates, so you'll get to know about my reading then. Yeah, the reason for me not reading this evening has actually been because I've been watching a bit of the European the EP elections, European elections. There's been a lot of voting going on today, so I've been watching some of that, but the results won't get in until 11 and I can't stay up until then, so I'll see the final result tomorrow. But the prognosis looks good, so hopefully I won't wake up completely disappointed, so we'll see. This was my final update. Thank you for watching. If you stayed all the way to the end, as always, I'd like to say thank you, and let me know in the comments down below if you've been reading anything interesting for Borrowathon, if you participated, and what have you been reading if you didn't. I would always like to know what you've been reading, and yeah, and I will see you in my next video very, very soon. Bye!